Good morning. This is Dr. Talismay Copeland coming to you from beautiful Tucson, Arizona. I am in the process of a great many things. My team calls it developing an ecosystem. We are developing a model for women over 60 who are single and living alone with allergies and health sensitivities like environmental illnesses. Maybe they've been poisoned, allergic to molds, dogs, cats, perfumes, going outside and getting dosed, as we sometimes call it, with environmental toxins. We're also sensitive to glutens and dairies, and corn is the evil undoer of our health care. Anyway, I have been doing caregiving outside of being a naturopathic physician slash retired consultant, research advocate director for many of my friends who are still licensed, still professionals. I seem to be the think tank genius that they turn to come up with questions and direction for new searches for their research and for developing new products, whether that's a test or a new model of care or a new specialty that they're developing and moving into. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. It's only background. I find myself at 70 plus. Yes, I know, and the skin is still firm. Thank you for that esthetician license. And my dedication to living organically. I will be putting together several products, several offers. One is a one-on-one consulting for women over 60 who want to get better equipped and capable of handling their own end of life care, setting up their own care plans, setting up their own teams in their homes, or setting up their homes so that they can die peacefully at home. And that peacefully at home is just a few little words, but it has an enormous meaning when you're a vulnerable female with sensitivities, probably an old soul, or why else would you choose to do all this alone? And the model of medicine, sadly, that the majority of us have had to operate under, is not really capable of managing, one, our health care, and two, our ease into the end of our life, and three, do it peacefully and with awareness and consciousness, mindfulness. It doesn't align with, at least it doesn't align with my soul. I'll let you make that decision for yourself. I lost my husband, lost several of them actually, and my children are estranged. I'll not speak to that level of cruelty in this video, but it is something that our souls have to endure, and hopefully before the end of my lifetime on this earth, I can come to peace with that. That's not an easy task. That's not an easy goal. It takes years to recover your nervous system, to stabilize and regulate your sense of health, your sense of balance, your sense of your boundaries, what's right and wrong for you, what you align with, what resonates with you. These are not easy things. And if you are a woman who was living alone, your husband's deceased, or you chose to not marry, or you are divorced, whatever the situation. If you don't have an extended family like I don't, and you don't have children in your life who are going to move in at the last minute and take over, which I see regularly in the hospice work that I currently do. And many times I'm grateful now that I don't have children who will rush in and manage my life. I've seen enough sadness with how children treat their adult parents who are dying, who are in hospice, and I don't want any part of that. There are a lot of ramifications for not having extended families. Who are you going to leave your your estate to? Who is going to take care of your pets? Who's going to inherit this 401k or your trust or whatever your assets may have become or accumulated? Maybe you're someone who doesn't have a lot of assets piled up and you're living paycheck to paycheck on Social Security or income from the government, aid from disability. These are things that I can help you sort through, and we can find solutions and answers and options for you to research and find what resonates with you. I'm someone who's willing to open up my vocabulary, my library, my education, and my 70 plus years of experience helping people navigate their way through life and critical situations, from delivery and birth to hospice room, end of life, holding their hands so they're not alone. And I invite you to reach out to me and let me know if there's something I can do to help you. Please leave your emails so that we can collect people who are interested in this work and create a newsletter or send you our newsletter that we have created so that you can stay in touch and maybe have some free options for you. Currently, I am consulting with people at end of life. I have just finished up a 3-month consulting phase for a lady who got a terminal diagnosis and is facing end of life within the next few months to 6 months. She is getting ready to go on hospice. She does have a lovely home that we set up, got all the equipment we can possibly think of for her, and she will be donating that to the foundation when she is no longer here. Those are the kinds of things on the high end of the spectrum of what I'm doing now that we're doing. And those are one-on-one. I'm right there in the Tucson area. I have had offers of people sending their limos to pick me up and secretly sneak me in, because these are people who run large corporations and public businesses, and they don't want anybody to know what they're dealing with, but they must get prepared. And so they are hiring me as a private consultant advisor to come in and recommend things based on what I see in their room, in their home. And I love doing that. It gives me an outlet for all of this experience that I've seen. Now, remember that I have 2 medical degrees behind me. One I never used, but now all of that stored information is handy to have. And then the other being my naturopathic background. I delivered babies. I've helped detox people so that they could have skin grafting surgeries or other critical necessary surgeries to help them get off of narcotics, morphines, fentanyls, so that their body could accept the skin grafts, things like that, because your body won't heal if you're on narcotics. And many, many people don't know that. It doesn't heal as quickly. Let's qualify that answer. Anyway, There's a great many things to do. There's legal ramifications, there's financial ramifications. Do you have a trust? Do you have a foundation? Do you have a will? Some of the basic things. Right now, the common thing that's going on and changing in the end of life arena is medical aid in dying in several states. And you know that I came from the Pacific Northwest, Portland and Seattle area. And up there we have a medical aid in dying with a terminal illness, 2 qualified physicians, et cetera, et cetera. You can look up the laws for yourself. And I'm used to helping people set up that and be able to extend the quality of their life if that's an option, and be able to help them make the best quality choices that they can with the time they have left. And I think that's really, really important. It's important for your soul's growth. It's important that we complete our purpose, no matter what living on planet Earth has handed us to deal with, like the loss of a husband, the loss of our children, the loss of our finances, the loss of our health. For me, when I first started developing a care plan for my end of life care, the first thing I could think of after one little workshop I went to, they wanted you to write down what's really important to you at the end of life that you must have. You're going to laugh. I wrote that I have my eyelashes on. Can you believe it? I did. I wrote that because I was so naive. And I came out of that aesthetics, spa, beauty, natural, healing, medical spa background. That was my arena. And I thought, well, I want everybody to know I'm always going to be intact. I'm always going to be beautiful. I'm always going to have great skin. Yeah, those things are important. But what's behind all of that is skin at the end of life is really critical to maintain. Because if you have open sores and wounds, pressure sores on your back, your legs, your ankles, your feet, oh my Lord, don't get me started on feet, you will have problems and higher risk for infections. So having good integrity with your skin now and being prepared for any potential disruptions, let's call it, sepsis is number one killer. Number one thing, look it up in the U.S. statistics. What do people die of more than anything else? Sepsis. How does it enter at end of life? Open sores, skin eruptions, skin breakdown, urine, it breaks down the skin terribly fast. So I'm helping women over 60 who live alone, who are alone, who do not have children that are going to inherit, or they're thinking about disowning those children or disinheriting those children. That's your choice. That's your choice. But I can help you go through some of the questions that will help you gain clarity in a very short period of time. We're getting ready to make an offer with a 3-month program similar to the one I just completed with my one-on-one client. And we're going to try to film the first sessions and then package that as an offer by video downloads for the masses. So if you'd like to be in that beta group, reach out and let me know. I would be delighted to send you an application because there are a lot of people I can't help. I'm not a magician. I'm a miracle worker, yes, but I'm not a magician. I can't magically make your life better. You have to help me partner together to make the choices you want. So I'm willing to help you, but I need an application. I need to know who, what, because I don't want to waste my time or yours on bending my skill set or wasting your time. if I can't help you, if I can't make a difference. And the majority of my friends who are still licensed physicians, chiropractors, I have scientists who've written tests for women's hormonal health. I have a lot of people in my um, circle of influence that I can reach out to for advice and that have become willing to serve on the advisory team for Love Star Foundation, which will be the foundation that I leave to the world after I'm gone, that will run by people who I've helped, people who I've trained, people who will help others die peacefully, calmly, mindfully, consciously. Some of us old souls just demand a higher level of end of life care. We're no longer just interested in keeping our eyelashes on. Okay? Mwah! Give me a call.